How did you connect spirituality with business? What was the turning point in your life? And I think I've used the word here, the phrase taking leadership to the next level as a way to describe raising the consciousness of the leader as a symbolic representation of what it means to lead from that place of, I want to bring more unity into the world. I want to bring more joy into the world. I want to bring more success that is not based on money, but it's success that is based on satisfaction with my contribution to making the world a better place.
As I said before, I've been a very spiritual person since I was a young child. When I started getting into entrepreneurship, owning my own business, which would have been in 2008, so it was a long time ago, I invested in various business training courses, and then I started investing in pretty extensive coaching. And I found that the one thing that was really troubling for me was that I was doing things to do what they said to do, but they were not in alignment with my spiritual values. And so, of course, things did not go well. I was not having business success. I think the real turning point happened in 2016 when I first met Ayman Sawaf. He was a guest speaker in a course on money. It's called The Currency of Money. It was a play on words, the currency of money. And he was a guest speaker, and I really loved his spirit. And so I reached out to him afterwards. We connected really well. And for anybody who hasn't heard of Ayman Sawaf, he was one of the pioneers of emotional intelligence. So he is a very important person within our age in terms of the shifts of consciousness that humanity is going through. He introduced me to the notion of sacred commerce. And so he and his wife, Gabrielle, they have brought forward ancient teachings from ancient Egypt on sacred commerce. So apparently, from what I've learned, in ancient Egypt, there was something called the merchant priesthood, where there would be merchant priests who would go out and engage the public, and there would be merchant priestesses who would be like back in the temple. And the priestesses would be doing practices to help bring energetic sense of ease around all of the work that the priests were doing in the world, so that as the priests, would meet somebody on the road and talk with them and find out where they are at, look at how they might be able to, barter maybe some healing herbs for something that the person on the road had, to be able to get out to the public things that would uplift them out of a place of survival into a place where they could pursue their spirituality specifically. This very much has to do with the work that you're doing, Stella. So I really loved this model of the merchant priesthood. And so in 2016, I started looking at how to practice that. I did find that it was a bit difficult to be doing both the merchant priest work and the merchant priestess work. So the Christmas before last, I was doing a retreat and put out this wish, this intention of gaining merchant priestess support so that I could focus on the merchant priest work. And in March of that year, I met my partner and business partner now, Eden Curvin, who's a long-time, many lifetimes priestess. And I put together a PowerPoint presentation, which I presented to her. I said, I'd like to invite you to join my team. And, it was kind of like a funny way, but at the same time, it was a meaningful way where I was able to communicate what the merchant priesthood was about and what I would really love for her to do and what I felt that such a collaboration could bring to her. And so she agreed to join the team as a merchant priestess. And so since March of last year, I've gotten to work with Eden, and I really focus on the merchant priest work. It is very much a spiritual practice for both of us. Every morning, we do our meditation, and then Eden, she sets up a portal for the work that I'm doing with archangels, and I'm not sure who else she includes, but I do know that it is definitely with archangels. She has set up a crystal grid for our business so that our business activities are held, supported, informed, energized by this crystal grid. And so doing things like this have really made the work that I do on a day-by-day basis a spiritual practice.